Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.
In 2019, I started working with a career coach, and she's done so much for me. Her name is Janine Manning. And have you worked with a career coach or any sort of life?
I kind of do that as my real job. Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen
So
people
I
sit
know.
there and have that
Yeah.
existential moment of like, oh Christ, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So I was with Janine, and I thought when I was younger, I'm like, I'm just going to be like a really awesome housewife, and I'm going to take care of my kid and do dinosaur pancakes. And I had a kid and went, oh, I was very wrong. This is not for me at all. So I was working with Janine, and I always wanted to do sort of a series of portraits with me. I love fashion. I love more alternative fashion as well. I describe my style as sort of a goth Bootsy Collins. Like, I'll wear some pretty extravagant stuff. And I sort of wanted to put that into some of the beautiful, like, not abandoned, but less well-loved parts of Hong Kong.
Okay.
And I used to run past this door all the time, and it's the door to this amazing, I don't think it's abandoned, but it's definitely not being resided in.
Right.
It's this big old mansion on Kennedy Road between Kennedy and Bowen. And I always wanted to sort of put myself in the photograph, but I didn't know how. So I was speaking with Janine, existential crisis. That's
you?
me. Yeah, that's
you.
me.
Okay, so the image. Okay, I have to interrupt because shot off the tripod.
Yes.
Okay, so what it is let's say 90% of the image is not you.
Correct.
So you have a bit of the ground, which is a kind of cracked concrete. You're wearing a really eye-catching light blue. Could be a toga, could be a dress.
It's Zimmerman. I have many of them.
Okay.
Sadly, they don't sponsor me either. It's
Okay.
very unfortunate.
We'll work on that. Behind you is this old sort of garage door that's
Correct.
this light bluish color that's kind of old and faded. And I'd say 80% of the image is this very dark tree roots, trees, dark green, like practically black. So it's, again, you understand light. You work with light. You understand lighting and all this stuff. So everything about this photo is crafted. Why is this connected to Janine's work?
Once you work with a coach and you sort of figure out some of your, do a bit of a SWOT analysis on yourself and your character. And I just realized I was just so wrapped up in what people thought of me and whether I was, good enough or smart enough or pretty enough or young enough or thin enough, which is stuff that women go through all the time. And photography makes that really clear.
Right.
It's, being a professional photographer is hard enough, but when it's a photograph of yourself as well, it just compounds.
Right.
So I'd been working with Janine and told her and showed her some of my work, and she said, it's beautiful and it's powerful. And I just wanted to do something that was for me because we work with so many other people and we give our creativity and our ideas and our heart to other people. I just wanted to do something for me. So this was taken, I think, in May of last year.
Okay.
And I just wanted to work with the florals because Hong Kong does have so many beautiful flowers, and in the big Chinese holidays, we have the massive flower markets, and I wanted to bring that into the story as well. But I look at that photo now and look at my muscle tone. So gyms have been shut for a long time here in Hong Kong.
Yes.
And if you've ever been out of a gym for 2 months and then try and go back to one, it hurts.
Yeah.
So I like this photo much more now. But I also wanted to, once Janine told me and she said, I think this is really powerful to show other women, especially with my Jules baby work, go like what I was feeling like, I'm too fat, I'm too puffy, too thin, not toned enough, just had a baby, expecting a baby. And I'm like, it's all bullshit. Just throw it out. You'll never be as young as you are again today. And it's not just about you. Like the work that I do with Jules Baby, yeah, it's really lovely to have a photo of you with the baby, but you're not the audience. Your baby is the audience. Or the people who love you. Like when you take a portrait of somebody and they crack up and, you know, they have this like huge like foghorn laugh. That's the shot. But nobody likes themselves looking like that because like your face is all contorted and you're like shriveling your nose up. But that's heart and that's authenticity. And what I wanted to do through my work is encourage and empower women to go, there's never a perfect time to get a photograph. There's never the perfect time to book a shoot. You go like, all right, my hair's done, had my waxing appointment, got new shoes, let's do it. And then you might wake up in the morning with like a thumping headache or a giant pimple on the end of your nose, right? Like there's always something. So it is very much about embracing that moment and dealing with the imperfections. Oh, and another one of my slogans is God made Photoshop. You know, skin can be fixed. A waistline can be tastefully nipped in. I really have an issue with some of those Facetune apps. I think that shit is terribly dangerous, really insidious. But no woman on the planet likes the tops of her arms. Like I guarantee you. Yeah. So I did this as a little love letter to Hong Kong and to women, and just to have fun again.
Okay. Was that a fun photo shoot?
I like the result more than I liked doing it. So Kennedy Road's pretty busy, and obviously there's that massive construction site between Queens Road East and Kennedy Road. So it's like Hopewell 2. Yeah. Super busy, and like I've got like 1.5 kilos of flowers like on my head in an evening gown.
I forgot to point out the arrangement on the top.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm extroverted, but I'm not that extroverted.
So here's what's interesting. The thing is, though, is that your selection of sending me photographs is that you curated a mini gallery that you sent to me. You know, what you're doing now is you're kind of thinking about yourself when you curated this. We're talking about when you made the photographs.
Yeah.
But you gathered this set of 4. And it's also interesting to know, well, why these 4? Like, what connections do we make to these 4? So, for example, of all the photographs you have.
I know. And that's the hard part.
Okay. So why did your brain go there?
I'd always loved it. It's one that had been in my head for a long time. Like, have you ever, like, really wanted to plan a shoot and you've just got to wait for when you're not working or it's not raining, or you can actually have the time to get there, do it properly. And also because it was in like one of those, you know, blips in when COVID was less bad. Right. And I got to do it. It was just a long time coming for me.
So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.